Hello again, this is Gerrit, Sports Chaplain at Pentyrch Rugby Club and a tiny little village not far from Pentyrch in South Wales. Now, I came to this country for the first time in 1997 on a rugby tour from South Africa. And it was during the month of February and on Valentine's Day I was walking along and across the road I spotted a beautiful Welsh girl and I married her. Not that same day, sometime later, but we've been married now nearly 22 years and gosh, in that time I've made some mistakes and as a family we've gone through some incredible highs and we've also been through some very, very low lows. But I think I can honestly say that I love Becky now more than I've loved her ever before. Now, I understand that not everyone watching this video will have a family or be married. I understand that, but please just hear me out and perhaps you can interpret my message today for your situation. Now, with all those years of marriage, let me tell you something about love. Love is hard work, man. Flippin' heck. Love is so much more than a feeling. It's an act of the will. You see, one of the biggest threats to our society today is this very modern notion that when the feeling of love goes, well, we could just move on. You know, when we fall out of love with a person, we finish that relationship and we move on to the next one. And a young couple came into our offices at the charity I work for some years ago now for counseling. They were about to get a divorce and the young mother sat down with a little 6-month-old baby girl in her arms. And it was, I think it was my boss, Rob, who spoke with them. And he turned to the young man and he said, well, why are you leaving your wife? And he said, I don't feel in love with her anymore. And that's when Rob said to him, but has anybody told you that the feelings of love go up and down? Has anybody ever told you that summer love is easy when the sun is shining and the flowers are blooming and the birds are singing? That's quite easy to love in those good times. But there's a different type of love. Winter love. When the skies are grey and the storms are brewing. Has anybody told you about winter love? Has anybody told you that it's quite normal for these feelings of love to go up and down? And sometimes, at least for a while, we have to love with not just the heart, but with the will. Has somebody said to you that you know, especially after the birth of a little one, relationships can be a little bit strained. Perhaps the sex isn't so great for a while and perhaps you're rowing a little bit more than usual. And has anybody ever told you about winter love? And the young man said, no one's ever told me that. And right next to him, in her mother's arms, is the 6-month-old little baby girl. And the first man in her life is about to walk out on her forever. And no one has told them about winter love. You know, the word love is mentioned more than 500 times in the Bible. And in the book of Corinthians, where love is explained, not once is it described as a feeling, but it's love is something that we do. Just have a listen to this. It says love is patient and love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it's not proud, it's not self-seeking, it's not rude. Love delights and it protects and it always trusts, it always hopes, and love always perseveres. Love is much more than a feeling, it's an act of the will. Now guys, I understand. You know, I work for a charity and care for the family. We see more heartache and pain in a week, enough heartache and pain in a week to last a lifetime. We understand that this is not always possible. But for most of us, if we are ever to love for the long haul, we need to understand this truth. Love is much more than a feeling. It's an act of the will. And in these difficult and challenging times, you know, relationships are strained and there's a lot of pressure. And we're all in all kinds of different relationships and situations. But perhaps this is a time when we don't really feel love for those people that are close to us. But that's when we get to choose to love anyway. I hope you have a great week. Look forward to seeing you again. God bless.